one of the largest crypto exchanges that's still operating looks like they may not be operating much longer. It looks like they may be going insolvent. We have some rumors all coming out in the last 24 hours. And if you have your crypto on it, I would take it off. You lose nothing by taking your crypto off exchanges. And if you don't have your crypto on any exchanges, good for you. You should still be watching because this does affect a couple different cryptos in the top 100, actually the top 50. So we're going to be talking about that. But we have some good news as well. We have some news that's actually pushing up the market here. The indices are up after what came out this morning. So let's get into it. If you don't mind hitting the subscribe button underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this, and so that you can get the newest content right when it happens, because some of this is time sensitive. Hit that subscribe button. There's also a link down there to moomoo in case you want some free stocks and you want to support the channel. Try out a new stock trading platform. You can check out that link underneath the video along with links to hardware wallets, because that's going to be important. Now, crypto, pretty much sideways, right? The CEO of Bitcoin just solidified Bitcoin at $16,840. It's now a stable coin, but it's pretty much just stayed within $100 to $200 for the last, 3 or 4 weeks now. Just staying really consistent, holding up well when a lot of the rest of the market, like the indices, are going down. Now, we did get some unemployment data. Unemployment falls to 3.5% from 3.7% expected. So you would think a massive down day for the indices and for crypto, because as unemployment drops, as we've been saying, the Fed feels like they can continue to raise rates, or even if it stays the same, it's giving the Fed less of a reason to pivot. But we got some good news. First of all, the jobs was higher than expected, the job report, but it's down from last month. And just to show this a little bit more clearly here, you can see just the new jobs continuously going down. And I think that is a positive sign. If the Fed's looking at this, and there are a couple outlier months, but you can see just significant and steady decreases in new jobs, which I think is positive, because if this continues, because we know this is kind of a lagging indicator, then it will continue to go lower and lower, causing, I think, the Fed to have to pivot at some point, right? We would expect that this would continue to go down as they raise rates. The other piece of good news is the paychecks continue to grow, but less than expected. So private payrolls rose by 9 cents, or 0.3%, which is lower than expected. So over the last 12 months, average hourly earnings have increased by 4.6%, but we were expecting about 4.8%. So that's positive as well. Inflation will be, I think, less obvious, or will obviously be less if people are being paid less or aren't gaining as much in terms of salary. We also got news from the Eurozone. Inflation is easing on lower energy prices, down to 9.2% from 10.1% a month earlier. Obviously, this is still a huge number, and we're just starting to see it come down. But still, a 1% move is pretty nice. Now, this has caused the markets to actually go up today. I know they can go up. It's surprising sometimes, but that is positive, obviously. Those pieces of news about the salaries going up less than expected, Eurozone, and then also just the continuous trend of less and less new jobs is, I think, outweighing the fact that we still caught a beat on the overall jobs versus expected jobs, or the new jobs versus the expected jobs. Now, moving on from there, if you are a customer of Voyager Digital, or you had your crypto on Voyager Digital, some not so great news. SEC files objection to Binance US's plans to acquire Voyager Digital. Now, they said that this is going to be, or they filed a limited objection. Now, the limited objection was filed on January 4 with the SEC pointing to the lack of detail regarding Binance US's ability to fund the acquisition, what Binance US's operations would look like following the deal, and how customer assets will be secured during and after the transaction. A limited objection is similar to a normal objection, but only applies to a specific part of the proceedings. Additionally, the regulator also wants Voyager to provide more detail on what would happen should the transaction not be consummated on April 18. In its filing, the SEC said that it already communicated its concerns with Voyager, and the lender intends to file a revised disclosure statement prior to a hearing on the matter. Some commenters interpret the objection as the SEC suggesting Binance.us would not be able to afford the acquisition without some untoward dealing, such as receiving funds from Binance's global entity. So a lot of people think that they would have to commingle funds to be able to afford this because it was a $1.02 billion transaction. And I don't know how likely it is that Binance US has that money, because they are much, much smaller than something like Binance. So we'll have to see what happens from here. I think that they could still probably go through the transaction, assuming they have the capital, but it might just push it back, or they might have to go through extra steps. I could always be wrong. We'll have to see what happens from this and what Binance US kind of comes back with, what they say. Now, over the last 24 hours, we've been hearing rumors about Huobi and whether they are insolvent. Now, to be clear, there are going to be a lot of rumors in here. A lot of it is kind of up in the air at this point, which is also a red flag, because a lot of the time before major exchanges go down, we hear about these problems that they're having, and a lot of it's just rumors at first, but they tend to be right, especially in this kind of bear market. But we have some red flags here. First of all, they confirmed 20% layoffs, but they deny insolvency rumors. So there have been rumors that they fired as much as half or 40% of their overall employees. There are rumors that they shut down all intra-employee IMs, and they also fired a bunch of people. A lot of people are worried about Justin Sun and worried that he's going to rug pull. So he bought Huobi recently. He's also the founder of Tron Network. There have been a lot of people that think that Tron's very sketchy as well. Apparently, Justin Sun tried to dissolve the company, Huobi. Also, he just tried yesterday to pay Huobi employees in USDT and or USDC instead of their own native yuan. So just moving over and paying employees in crypto without asking if that's what they would prefer, I think is kind of a bad look, especially with employees that work in China, because China doesn't typically want you to take other forms of currency as payment. They want you to be controlled pretty much with their own currency. So pretty much putting his employees on the line there and risking their own well-being by not giving them an option to take crypto versus what they're already being paid. Now, there have been a lot of other concerns that they are tied up with Pulse, that they are now selling some S coins. I want to be careful about that, saying that SHIT coins such as Bonk and PI. Apparently as well, the DOJ moved to seize money in Silvergate Bank, and we know that Silvergate has been just crushed recently. I've talked about that recently as well. But a lot of people think that's connected to FTX, but apparently Huobi also keeps money there. Now, they also had, on January 4th, $3.01 billion worth on the platform. Now they have just about $2.85 billion, so $160 million coming out in the last 2 days. We have also gotten reports that Justin Sun has been doing a lot of withdrawals. He received $200 million from Binance Exchange to his personal wallets, and he's withdrawn $1.1 billion back in December from various exchanges. Now, some people might just say that's normal, but it was kind of sketchy how he did it. At one point, he said, Binance is fine. Look at me. I'm putting $100 million on the platform. And then within a day, he took the money right back out. And he did that with other large transactions as well. Just odd, kind of a weird series of events. Maybe he's just trying to keep the whole crypto market calm, so that way his own exchange doesn't go down. But a lot of people think that he might be commingling funds. He might be just trying to cover users' withdrawals on the platform by using his own wallets, or maybe he's paying for other expenses. It just all has a lot of red flags. It's just a lot of weird stuff happening at one time. Now, Huobi token fell about 20% as this happened. Now it's up maybe 5 to 10% since then, coming off of its bottoms. We also have Tron that went down 6% because he is the founder of Tron as well. So just be careful. If you have your crypto on Huobi, I would withdraw it, because there's no point in keeping it on at this point. You gain nothing by keeping it on. I would withdraw it to Binance, and if you can withdraw it to a hot wallet, that's even better. If you can withdraw it to a cold wallet, that's even better. There are links to Trezor underneath the video, which is a cold storage solution, cold wallet. And yeah, this just looks pretty bad between the pretty large withdrawals. I mean, we're talking about 5% of their exchange in a day. The withdrawals that he's made himself personally, and trying to prop up different chains and different exchanges, saying that's fine, trying to stop the bleeding. And then all the different news about what they've actually been doing, trying to switch how they're paying their how they're paying their employees, trying to possibly fire a bunch of employees, and then confirming that they fired some, but shutting down intercommunication between employees. It's just all really red flaggy, really concerning. Now, let me know your thoughts about this underneath the video. Do you think they're fine, or do you think they have a massive problem? Don't be surprised if there are some scammers. Talk about Huobi being fine in the comment section as well. And if they start sending bots to videos like this, I wouldn't be surprised. So be careful out there. Just always do your own research. I think we still need exchanges to buy crypto and to trade with crypto, but the majority of your crypto should be off exchanges. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.